Hi, Seekers of Wisdom. Welcome to another episode of Chronicles of 1900. My name is Abraham Sunday, and I'm here to talk about some of the things that you need to know about when it comes into example visa, immigrations, and the likes, because I've been there and some of the experiences that what I share here. So last week I mentioned I was going to talk about some of us that are on a care visa and you're on a 5 years route, and you are thinking, I'm now 4 years, I've got 1 year more to go. Now, before you apply for your ILR, this is what you must understand. On your COS, it was stated that you're going to be paid maybe 23,000 per annum, or maybe 25,000 per annum, okay? Because you are the first set of people that came in. But in the course of these last 3 years, your employer has been paying you 1,000 in a month because there's no shifts, a month 1,200. You need to understand that if the total payment that have been made by employer to you for the year has not hit that mark that is meant to be on your COS, right? You are cutting yourself short of the duration that you need to make your application for your ILR. If everything remains the same and we are still going on the 5 years route for people that are already in the UK for skilled worker visa, which means the ILR route is not applied retrospectively into 10 years. What this means is that because you have been in the UK 5 years, you are not automatically eligible. Because if, for example, you've not worked 6 months, because maybe they curtailed your sponsor's license, so you have to change employer, and for that 6 months, there was no income coming in, right? So you have to change a job, get another COS, and move to another employer. It means that 6 months when you didn't have any money coming in on your pay slip, it has reduced your ILR to 4.5 years. You have not been in the UK for 5 years legally working, meeting that responsibility or that obligation. So before you make an application next year, for some of you that'll be 5 years, and if the law is not changed, think about it very well. Was there a time where I was not working and my pay slip has not shown that I was working because we weren't working? Now, you must ensure that you add that extra month. Like example I gave you, if you have 6 months in between where at some point in time you change an employer and you didn't have a job, so now you go another employer, you're working with them, you have to stay extra 6 months after your 5 years to cover that 6 months that you've not worked to be eligible. The reason why you have to do all that is to ensure that you meet the obligation. For some people that have been with the employer and maybe for a full year or even 2 years, your employer was not giving you a shift because they don't have a job and they didn't pay you salary, because many care workers are paid based on the shift they do. Your employer did not pay you because there's no clients and they were looking for clients to give you jobs. So 2 years down the line, you have not worked, right? You must understand that you can't just apply for ILR after 5 years because now you have worked 3 years somewhere else. You have to think about those 2 years to cover it, which means you have to spend 7 years. Now, you must also understand that these things are going to be checked based on your income. Your income at that point in time is what's going to be checked. This is for primary applicants, I believe. You can check it very well, but I'm pretty sure it's for primary applicants. This doesn't have anything to do with your dependents, because on the COS, you are the primary applicant. Okay, so this is specific to the primary applicant to ensure that the primary applicant is meeting that obligation. If your wife is earning maybe 60 grand per annum, right, and you are the primary applicant and you are earning just 10 grand per annum, right, that doesn't automatically qualify that you will be given that opportunity, because you should have earned maybe 25,000 that was on the COS. So you have worked maybe only 5 months in a year or 6 months in a year, right? You still have to find a way to cover that 6 months after you have completed 5 years. Why am I saying this to you? I'm saying this to you because if you find another employer that's going to give you COS, and probably because you have spent 1 year somewhere else where you didn't work, and now you are already 3 years in the UK, rather than asking the employer for 2 years, ask the employer for 3 years. Do you understand? Ask the employer for 3 years, because you know that your first year you have not been able to work. So ask the employer for 3 years so that when they give you 3 years and you make an application for 3 years, to you is 6 years. To them, you have to apply for your indefinite after 5 years. But you know very well that you have to stay 6 years because of your first year you weren't working. Make sure you put this at the back of your mind before you make your application, so that when you are now doing your application with your new employer that gives you 3 years, you automatically know that after that 3 years, you apply for indefinite. But if you get 2 years from that employer, and after that 2 years, you're already 5 years in the country, but you are not due for the ILR, because you have not actually worked in the first year. So what happened? You now need to ask the employer for another extension. The question will now be, you have to make another application and all those stuff. So why don't you just get 3 years that covers it? And the same thing applies to if you have spent 4 years, right? And you know very well that your first 2 years you didn't do anything. Rather than asking the employer to give you 1 year, ask for 3 years as well. And if your case is a 5 years case, maybe you're going to Scotland like I mentioned last week, just ask them for 5 years. So you know that, okay, I'll take 5 years, I only need 3 years out of it, or I need 4 years out of it. Use it for what you need to do, and then you cover the years that you have not worked, and then you make your application for your ILR. I hope this has helped you. Don't forget, don't rush into it. Plan it, check it very well. And also, if you have traveled out of the country for a period of time, you need to also add that as well, because if you have traveled out of the country and there is no pay at that point in time, unless your employer gives you holiday pay, which means they are still paying you salary during that time, fine. But if you have not been paid at that time, you need to check that very well. I hope this has helped you as well. My name is Abraham Sunday. Like, comment, share, and let people know what they need to know. Share the information. Don't keep the information. There's no point keeping it when you can share it. My name is Abraham Sunday. It's Chronicles of 1900. Remain blessed and God bless you.